It's kind of a song about karma.
Yeah.
It's a song about greed. It's a song about how somebody could be your best friend and your companion and your most trusted person in your life, and then they could go and become your worst enemy.
Blake Lively is allegedly terrified about Taylor Swift's new album.
This is about to be the biggest smear campaign Blake Lively has ever experienced ever in her lifetime. That song is definitely about her ruined relationship with Blake Lively.
So many friends or acquaintances or people were like, they'll see one comment they don't like,
right,
and it will ruin their day, it'll ruin their night. Information is power, I guess, unless all of your information is geared towards you thinking that everything.
Blake Lively's world seems to be unraveling after her longtime friend, Taylor Swift, publicly called her out in a recent podcast interview. This is the same Taylor who once vowed to rise above gossip and never involve herself in Blake's controversies. But that graceful promise appears to have expired because the calm, diplomatic era is officially over.
And I just don't.
Now, Taylor's remarks are so precisely crafted that they sting with elegance. The shade is so sharp, some say anyone nearby might need sunglasses just to handle the glare.
Who wouldn't be terrified when Taylor Swift drops a new album and you've just had a very public beef that has stressed her out for months, stressed her parents out for months, but now she's like, yeah, let's monetize my man's show on YouTube and everywhere else so I can get him some serious views and get him to get some.
Taylor's guest spot on Travis and Jason Kelce's New Heights podcast was already guaranteed to make headlines. Yet, her composure made it clear she had more on her mind than football. Between bursts of laughter and applause, she unveiled her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. Moments later, her tone cooled as she slipped in a loaded comment about keeping drama far from my business.
Yeah, she teased her new era in the book. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs. If you go to page 12, you can see it there. So kudos to her. She's playing,
One of the hosts joked that her line sounded like a jab meant for someone specific. Taylor didn't confirm it, but she didn't deny it either. Instead, she gave that knowing half-smile that speaks volumes. Within hours, social media exploded, dissecting every second of the clip for clues. And one name rose to the top of nearly every theory.
Adorable! Yes. They've always been adorable!
That's why we match so well.
We're about to do a podcast.
Blake Lively. Speculation didn't just linger, it erupted. Fans began pulling up old photos, revisiting interviews, and matching subtle comments from years past. It didn't take long before people started claiming this wasn't random shade at all. After all, Blake wasn't just another celebrity in Taylor's orbit. She was a trusted friend, close enough that Taylor is even godmother to Blake and Ryan Reynolds' children.
On the record, it's her 12th album, and number 6 is called Ruined Friendship. I mean, there's no Easter eggs.
4 years, their friendship seemed untouchable. Birthday dinners, award show appearances, affectionate posts, and heartfelt shout-outs painted a picture of sisterly loyalty. But now, Taylor's new remarks about cutting out drama sound like a quiet declaration that she's moved on from something toxic, something she once let too close.
A few things to say, although she didn't talk specifically about what had happened with Blake Lively on the podcast, which I thought, I wouldn't expect.
Then things took an unexpected turn. Around the same time, Travis Kelce quietly unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram. No explanation. No comments, just a silent click that spoke volumes. In the world of celebrities, that kind of move doesn't go unnoticed. Before long, fans were wondering if Travis had chosen sides, standing with Taylor while Ryan stayed loyal to Blake.
Did mention how some of her friends are so thin-skinned when it comes to things written about them on the
Online investigators went into overdrive, charting timelines and connecting every subtle move that coincided with the podcast's release. What at first looked like coincidence began to feel deliberate, a carefully drawn digital line between two former friends, drawn with precision rather than emotion.
It seems like to me that she's definitely talking about Blake Lively here. You think everything is about you and every little comment offends you. I mean, that's the reason why this whole lawsuit, as you know, against Justin Baldoni is
Insiders now claim the real tension started behind the scenes, long before the podcast moment. Reportedly, Blake had leaned on Taylor's professional network to advance some of her personal ventures. While that might sound harmless, whispers suggest those efforts blurred lines that Taylor thought were strictly private agreements between friends.
Because Blake Lively couldn't deal with criticism. She couldn't deal with people not liking her on the internet. And that's why she sued so many people, ruined so many people.
Sources close to the situation say Blake's actions broke an unspoken trust, one that couldn't be repaired over dinner or apology texts. Those same insiders summed up Taylor's feelings in 2 words: used and betrayed.
To expose all the text messages between her and Taylor Swift unless she supported her in public. She also demanded from Taylor Swift that she would delete text messages between them.
That's why Taylor's podcast comment hit harder than a casual remark. This is someone known for keeping her personal conflicts under wraps until she's ready to turn them into songs. So when Taylor chooses to hint at tension publicly, even subtly, it says far more than it seems.
I think, when you make a diss track about a friendship, you are 100% certain that that friendship is.
Longtime fans noticed the chill in her voice as she spoke about staying drama-free, as though she had already accepted the fallout and moved on. The Kel's unfollow only intensified that feeling, turning what began as quiet speculation into undeniable proof of a fracture that's no longer private.
Is about to be the biggest smear campaign Blake Lively has ever experienced ever in her lifetime. Because when Taylor Swift is making a song about you, that spreads like wild.
Then came TMZ's report, which flipped the entire story again. The outlet claimed Taylor has no intention of naming Blake directly, no interviews, no lyrics that can't be passed off as fiction. They pointed to their shared history and Taylor's role as godmother to Blake's children as reasons for her restraint. On the surface, it sounded like respect. But beneath it all, the silence itself became a statement. Taylor knows the impact of saying nothing and letting the internet do the talking for her.
Went through every single track and explained a little bit about them, not too much though, so we don't know what they're about, but she did explain the titles of them.
Not long after, the Daily Mail added fuel to the fire, claiming the life of a showgirl hides subtle clues aimed straight at Blake. The supposed Easter eggs are vague enough to deny yet sharp enough to spark endless fan theories. Some tracks reportedly echo shared experiences and private memories known only to insiders, making the album feel like a coded message disguised as art. It's classic Taylor, meticulous, layered, and built to keep everyone guessing.
Every single song is on this album for hundreds of reasons.
And the thing is, when this album hits, the mainstream media can't ignore what's gonna happen.
And once those conflicting reports hit the internet, the fanbase erupted into chaos. Swifties and Blake supporters clashed across social media, turning comment sections into battlefields. What began as a single offhand remark had now become a full-blown digital war of loyalty, theories, and receipts.